what God was doing, but I was also scared to death because I knew what was coming, and I thought, I cannot believe this happened. People used to joke about it and tell us, you know what's going to happen, you're going to adopt and then you're going to get pregnant and all, and I would just be like, just let it happen, sure, yeah. But that is really what happened, and I thought, how are we going to do this? But I was also so excited and so amazed at God because I knew His hand was on us, and I just had a peace. Now with the whole pregnancy thing, with the infertility stuff that we dealt with, we learned early on that my reproductive organs were made differently. God He made me different. And so there was 2 doctors that said that, one said that if I ever got pregnant in this certain way that I would miscarry before I ever knew I was pregnant. And then another specialty doctor that we went to said that it would be an absolute miracle for me to be pregnant in this womb, is what he said, that it would just be an absolute miracle. And so when we discovered that we were pregnant, there was also the anxiety and the little fear of what that looked like in pregnancy and what all could happen, all the risk and all. And so we went to the doctor that said that it would be a complete miracle. When we found out we were pregnant, I went to see him, and they did the ultrasound, and he did indeed say, this is a miracle, that this has happened. And but he felt that it would be good and safe, and it would be a healthy pregnancy. He didn't see any concerns. So we took that, and we just had a peace about it. I did have to go for ultrasounds every 2 weeks for them to monitor and all, but everything was good. And then, so that was throughout that pregnancy. But so we got the call we found out we were pregnant in June 14th, and then on July 21st, so a little over a month later, we got the phone call, the very long-awaited phone call from China that we had been matched with our little Sarah Grace. And so that was, after that long of a wait, I can't remember how many, we started the process, from the time, it was way over 10 years that we waited for that phone call.
Yeah.
We started the process, and after we started the actual adoption process, it was 4 years before we actually got her. But
I remember when they called, they asked I had called them before and told them we were pregnant.
Yeah.
And just to make sure there was no implications to the adoption process. So when they called, they said, hey, you guys are pregnant. And I said, yes. And they said, just want to make sure you guys are still interested in doing the adoption process. And of course the answer was yes, because it had no bearing on the fact whether we were having our own child or not. We knew we wanted an adopted child too. And that's when she said that we had a match. And I'll never forget, we were actually eating at a restaurant, and we had to hurry home so we could get in front of the computer to see the picture of our new baby girl.
Yeah.
So the process from July to about September, October time frame was a lot of nerves, a lot of Amy questioning her doctor about her potential to be able to go to China. And then as he told her a long time ago, which we didn't want to hear and didn't want to believe, but I think, as time progressed, he insinuated he didn't want Amy to travel to China. So it's kind of hard after realizing that you waited so many years and now all of a sudden you can't do this together. But it was also kind of hard in knowing that I was going to have to go to China for 17 days without my wife.
And become a daddy.
And become a daddy, and I'd never done any kind of fatherhood type stuff, including changing diapers or anything. To go pick up a little girl who has never met me, nor have I ever met. So fortunately, her mom was able to go with us, with me. And I'm glad somebody went, because I don't know that I would have survived by myself. But God got us through it. We spent 17 days in China. The first couple of days we kind of went and got adjusted to the time and the atmosphere. And then we transferred to the location of which we would actually pick Sarah Grace up. And it was, middle of the night here? 11, 12 at night. And we knew we wanted Amy to be a part of this, and we, through the use of technology today, we're able to use FaceTime. So we turned on FaceTime, and we were all standing in a big room. It was us and 11 or 12 other families that were in our adoption group. It was a pretty loud room. We just kept anxiously awaiting. Amy was at home with her dad, watching video, ready to see Sarah Grace for the first time. And every time a car would come up with a child, we were anxiously, is this her? Is this her? And finally she came, and they brought her over to us, and Amy was there to be a part of it. Her mom was videotaping, and of course I was hanging out with our new baby girl. And it was like a feeling that I always kind of wondered how it would feel when you adopted a child, whether you heard it for the first time. Would it feel like it was yours? Would it feel like it was part of you? Would it feel like it was your blood? And I would say that a couple months later, I was able to actually hold my own child, and that feeling was the same. There was no difference. We had birthed Sarah Grace and us for so many years. Mm-hmm. Her name was picked out years before she was ever even born. Yeah. The praying for her mom and her dad and her. It was an amazing feeling. So we spent the next, 14 days in China, touring around with our new baby girl, and then we made our way back home. So Sarah Grace got to meet her forever mommy for the first time at the airport. So it was an amazing journey leading up to. It was an even more amazing journey during the 17 days in China, and it's been an even more amazing journey since we've been home. Yeah. When we got home, we said earlier that we had done the special needs child. Sarah Grace has had cleft lip and palate. Mm-hmm. So that comes with some interesting things with speech and other things, all which are, develop over time. She had her lip repair in China, which was done very well. She had her palate repair. We got home in November. She had a palate